I've been noticing this trend of seeing a lot of articles and fans compare Dragon Ball FighterZ with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And a few things always pop up, which is that both are fast-paced 2D tag battle games. Dragon Ball has gorgeous animation compared to Infinite. They're both easy to play and hard to master. And that's really it, but I've been seeing just so much of it. And it's not that those points aren't valid. But Dragon Ball FighterZ is a 3v3 fighting game and Marvel's 2v2. And that makes a huge difference. Dragon Ball FighterZ still plays like an Arc Sys game as well. The producers of both games were asked about the similarities, but they kind of failed to state anything of substance, though I think neither of them would want to stir up any trouble. But the big thing now when it comes to comparing these two games is the EVO 2018 lineup.
Ladies and gentlemen,
there is this belief that Dragon Ball stole Marvel vs. Capcom's slot. I just don't see it that way. I believe that Capcom really only has themselves to blame. Event organizers explained why Infinite won't be at EVO 2018. They were concerned about viewership. There was a tournament for Infinite called Battle of the Stones and did not generate the numbers people were expecting. And that's what made them kind of worried, and they believe the popularity of the game fizzled out. And more focusing on Capcom's end, it failed to meet sales goals. Pro fighting game players are making the switch to Dragon Ball FighterZ like Justin Wong, not only because it's a good game, but they can see where the tide is turning on Marvel. So I think it's appropriate to ask the question, why was it so disappointing? To put this in perspective, the Marvel vs. Capcom franchise is nearly 20 years old. Whether it's right or wrong, expectations are going to be high. They had terrible art direction, notably low production values. They changed from a 3v3 fighter to a 2v2 fighter, which I've heard some fans claim is an attempt to appeal to more casual players. It seems as if all the interesting characters are locked behind DLC. There seems to be an absence of fan-favorite characters, and even having a response that characters are just functions. And this is a big deal because it'll be the first time that Capcom has only one game at EVO, and the first time a Marvel game will not be there. Going back to the EVO lineup, the organizers seem to have more faith in Blazblue cross-tag battle drawing a crowd, and that game is not even out yet, and it's already had a controversy of its own. After lots of speculation about half the character roster being locked behind DLC and what kind of ludicrous pricing it would have, the cross-tag battle producer said that it was all a misunderstanding, and that it should have been stated during Blake's announcement trailer that she would be free DLC, and even the first character pack will be free for the first 2 weeks after release. More pricing details are available in the links below. I don't honestly believe the producer when he says they didn't communicate clearly. I think it's more likely that they were seeing exactly how much they could get away with. Regardless, I think they were humbled by the outlash and responded accordingly. And going back to Capcom, I feel like this is something they have a tough time dealing with, considering before Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, we had on-disc DLC on Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and Street Fighter V failing to meet sales goals on launch, and lacking content for months. I get no joy from seeing these companies do poorly, but maybe this isn't the worst thing that can happen. Perhaps Marvel not being at EVO might be the kick that Capcom needs. Maybe.